welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've seen any of my other videos. Today's video is going to be really all over the place. I haven't planned out anything I wanted to say. I'm just gonna sit here by myself. Well, not by myself. My cat is behind me on a heated blanket. It was the only way I could get her to not meow through the entire thing. But anyways, I'm just gonna sit down and vent, chat about hair loss, and I mean, for me specifically, alopecia, but I feel like hair loss is such a general thing and can apply to a lot of different things. This video probably won't even make it to the internet. I am just sort of winging it, and we'll see how it goes. If anything, you know, productive and good comes out of it, then maybe I'll put some of it up. But here we are. It's quarantine numero 4, and yeah, we're at this point, apparently. Today's topic, part of it will be kind of serious, you know, talking about some pretty heavy stuff, but I hope that it's not too sad, or I don't even know. Like, I don't want this to be like a pity thing, or I don't know. I'm just gonna start talking. Maybe I'll start with what inspired me to do this video. So basically, you know, I've dealt with alopecia for probably about 12 years now. It started around when I was 10. I'm not gonna go a whole lot into the backstory or anything. That's not really what I wanted to do in this video, but yeah, anyways. And so basically, what kind of inspired this video was a few weeks ago I saw on the Facebook group. There's a Facebook group for Canadians with alopecia. It's run by some sort of foundation. And it's kind of just like a forum where people post all kinds of different things, details about wigs and like, I don't know, just their own experiences. And it's a good place for people to, you know, reach out if they need help, or also, you know, share their wins too. But anyways, this started when a couple weeks ago, this woman, she had a post where she was just really raw and honest and was like, you know what, I'm feeling really down, and kind of just sharing what she was experiencing in that moment. And I thought that was, I don't know, it was just really nice to see somebody being like real and honest and not just like constantly projecting positivity, because I mean, obviously we all need positivity in our lives. It's a good way to live. But I think sometimes too much of it just seems really like fake, and I don't know, it's just not helpful for like when you're actually struggling to just constantly be bombarded with all this positive stuff. Like, sometimes you just want to like live in it, like live in the, not negativity, but just like, I don't know, like it's like when you listen to sad music when you're sad, you just want to feel sad. But anyways, where am I even going with this? But I don't know, her post kind of inspired me to look in like to myself and like how I was feeling, because you know, I feel like for the most part, like hair loss for me, because I've had so long to deal with it, like on an everyday basis, like for the most part I'm fine. Like, this is not a cry for help, by the way, I just want to put that out there. But but like, you know, everybody has their down days and days where, you know, it kind of just hits you about how hard it is. And I think for me personally, when that happens, I often just kind of shove it down and like don't deal with it, which is, would not recommend. But just because like there's this thought process, like this, like almost like guilt rhetoric that like I think a lot of people in this situation go through, that like, oh, it could be worse, or there are so many other people who are suffering way more than I am right now, so like I'm just gonna shove this down and like not deal with it because I don't deserve to feel bad, or like I'm not allowed to, but which I think is just such a harmful mindset, and I'm trying really hard to get myself out of that place and just like let myself deal with my emotions instead of like shoving them down. I mean, obviously it's way easier said than done, but I mean, hopefully I'll be able to take my own advice. But I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on, you know, like what I've been going through lately, in hopes that other people see it, like who are maybe going through the same thing, and it could help them in some way. I don't even know. Anyways, there was this one moment maybe a week or two ago where I just had this like, and maybe, you know, other factors were going into this, but I kind of had a little breakdown because I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I'm starting to lose this eyebrow. I didn't fill it in today so you guys could see. And my eyebrows have kind of been one of the only constants that I've had like throughout this whole thing. Well, except right at the beginning, like right when I was like 10, I had universalis, so I lost like everything, my eyebrows and eyelashes. But when they grew back, like the first like big regrowth that I had, like they stayed for the last like, I don't know, 10 or 11 years. And even when I like went back to like losing most of it, which I mean you can see I still have some, but because I haven't shaved my head in a while because I'm procrastinating. Oh, it's just such an annoying little like task. I don't know if like other people with areata feel this way. It's just like shaving your head is just like the most mundane thing ever, and I hate doing it, but I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, like even when I went through like the major hair loss in like first year university, kind of like around that time, like my eyebrows and my eyelashes still stayed, and I think that's one of the things that has kind of made you feel like somewhat normal, like if that makes any sense. Like, you know, like if you still have your eyebrows and eyelashes, like you just throw on a wig, forget about it, it's all, you know, fine and dandy. But I think, and like, yeah, I think it's just been like a constant, and with a disease that is so unpredictable, like any sort of like constant, or yeah, just like something that doesn't change, because this all changes so quickly, is like, it's like a comfort. And it's, yeah, so then when that gets taken away, it it kind of like sucks, you know. But I think obviously I have so many good things in my life, and I've been trying to focus on that. But I think at the same time, like you have to let yourself feel whatever you're feeling so that it doesn't all just build up and become like a big like problem in the future, which yeah, I'm still working on that. But still, you know, sorting through a lot of things. But yeah, anyway, so I basically had a breakdown the other day because I was like, I kind of knew that like my eyebrow was changing shape, but I didn't really like think about it too much, or I was trying not to think about it. And then the other day it just was like, for some reason, I don't know why, it just like really stuck out in the mirror to me, and I was like, oh my god, like everything is so awful. Woe is me. But yeah, so, but I think it's important to share those moments because so many other people are, not that I hope that other people are suffering, but like I know that other people, like at least like dealing with hair loss, are like, they go through similar things. So it's good to talk about that kind of stuff because, I don't know, I follow a lot of like alopecia like Instagram accounts and like people on social media, and for the most part, like those pages are really like hardcore promoting the positive sides of it, which is great. Obviously, we need positive representation of baldness, particularly bald women and youth. So I think that that's great. But it's also nice, you know, every once in a while for people to show kind of the not so good part about it. I mean, there are lots of good parts about it. I mean, bald's a look. Wigs are fun, but yeah, I think there's still this kind of like ingrained like guilt and shame that I think at least I have definitely felt, and I think that a lot of other people kind of have similar feelings about it, because it's just like part of it is like none of it's in our control, but at the same time, I don't know, you just feel bad feeling bad because like there's so much going on like in the world and just with other people that it's like you feel guilty about like feeling bad over something that's like so trivial and like technically trivial. Like hair like obviously isn't the most important thing in life, but I think a lot of people forget about like how much people's identity is tied to hair, like how much value society places on it, like, and then when you don't have it, you just feel like an outsider, or like academics love to use the term the other, like you just feel like othered. Oh, that may sound so cringe saying that out loud. But like, you know what I mean? Like you just, like there's just something like missing. I don't know. I'm literally and figuratively. And I think that's a really hard shift for people to deal with, especially like I honestly count myself lucky sometimes that like this happened to me when I was so young, because I don't remember a lot of like the really hard parts of it, like because I was a kid. Like that was like 12 years ago. I don't even remember what I did yesterday. But yeah, like, but I think like if I had gone through this like for the first time when I was like a full-fledged like adult or even a teenager who like already had their identity constructed and like knew who they were, and then just something like this I feel like would have been so much harder to deal with. Whereas as you're a kid, you're just a kid, you don't know who you are yet, and I think now I know that baldness is a part of who I am, and like hair loss, like that's just been, you know, a part of my life for so long. I just totally lost my train of thought there. I can't even remember what I was trying to say. But yeah, and I think that, you know, a lot of people who experience hair loss like try to downplay it and not, and kind of adopt the mindset like, I'm not gonna let it affect me, like I'm not gonna let like it define me. And I think that's one of the things that was like most harmful in my whole experience or whatever, where there was a few years where I'd kind of accepted this like false positive mindset where I was like, I'm not gonna let my alopecia define me, like it's not, you know, like it's not who I am, and like I'm more than this. And then, but I think that that's just like by adopting that mindset, I just felt so detached from myself, because this is who I am, and like why shouldn't I let it define me? Like baldness shouldn't be a bad thing. And I think that like adopting that mindset where I was like, it doesn't define me, like I'm more than this, it puts like, it ingrains that negative like connotation or association of baldness like just into your brain, into your mind. But oh, can you tell I have no idea what I'm talking about? But yeah, and it's so, I think lately I've more been going down the road of like I want it to define me. It's who I am. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being bald. So like, why shouldn't I embrace it and, you know, just let it be a part of me? And that's been pretty good, I would say. Like, I think that I kind of have a healthier relationship with my hair loss experience now. And I mean, not to say that it's fully healthy. I still have a plethora of issues, but but I think that that kind of within the last year has been a good way, at least for me, to kind of conceptualize my alopecia and like my experience with it. But yeah, there are definitely down days, and like, just because I post stuff on social media like without my wig, like, you know, showing off the bald, right now I'm showing off the patches. I don't usually like to do that. I don't know why, and maybe other bald people can back me up on this, but I always feel so much more insecure like when my head is like this, like when I have my patches showing, like versus like when I've shaved it. Like, I don't know why, I just feel so much more like confident and like better about myself like when I have my freshly shaved head. But yeah, anyways, another tangent. What I was saying is like, just because I post about it sometimes on social media and like I'm okay with it like for the most part, like doesn't mean that like I'm fully there. I think it's gonna be an ongoing process pretty much for the rest of my life. I don't think, at least right now, I don't think there's ever gonna be like 100% like, this is me, you know, I'm loving it. But like, yeah, but I think that just ties in with like body image in general. Like, I don't know if any person will be like 100% happy with the way that they look all the time. Like, that's just not, humans just aren't like that, I guess. But yeah, but I think, you know, it's good to have the positive representation, but it's also good to show the struggles and stuff, because I feel like that's something that I struggle with. But is being real and talking about like real emotions and not just like shoving everything down and like trying to project like positivity and happiness all the time. And I think like I've tried to be more vulnerable and real with like, you know, the people around me. Like, I don't necessarily like try to hide that, but I think just in general I shove a lot of things down and don't deal with it. And yeah, that's not good. But so I think that was kind of like a wake-up call for me, like the other day when I had that breakdown over my eyebrows, which sounds so silly when you say it out loud, but like, let me, you know, like I need to keep telling myself that like my feelings are valid. And like, I say that all the time to like other people, like, you know, when they're going through whatever they're going through, I'm like, I try to validate their feelings, you know, when you're talking to them. And I need to work on doing that more to myself, because obviously we all like to, you know, give advice. We don't necessarily always take our own advice, or maybe that's just me, but yeah. But I feel like that moment, like a few weeks ago, was kind of a wake-up call, being like, oh, okay, like I haven't felt this in a while. Like, it's been pretty decent, you know, lately. But, and it kind of just goes to show that, you know, things can be going well for so long, and then all of a sudden things change, and, you know, feelings get brought up. And yeah, but anyways, I need to stop talking because I think I'm just going in circles, because I don't really know what I want to say. I just want to basically say that, you know, if anyone with alopecia or anyone else experiencing hair loss stumbles on this video, just know that this sounds really cheesy, but you're not alone. So many other people are going through similar things, and it's okay to let yourself feel bad and feel sad or angry or whatever emotion you want to feel. Like, you don't have to feel guilty about feeling those things. And just because, you know, there's always somebody going through something worse than you, but that doesn't discount your own feelings or your own experiences. Just wanted to, you know, chat about kind of where I'm at, and hopefully this video isn't pointless, and who knows if it even makes it to the internet. We'll see. Don't know if I want to like sabotage myself like that. I probably made 0 sense in this video, so don't know if I want that to be, you know, out there. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.